Welcome to another Politics Watch JA. I am your host, just a normal Jamaican citizen. And today we have a life and death situation or we have to discuss. You see, right now the criminals them a get out of control in Jamaica, and the politicians them don't seem to have any answer to the criminals. So because of the Lord calling for the death penalty, we have to discuss it. But you have some people who oppose the death penalty. And it's like them have a soft heart to the criminals. When the criminals now have no soft heart when they come to rob you or take your 3 points in. So we still have to have a life sentence on the books. You understand? So right now we're gonna discuss it. I am gonna take the side of I support the death penalty. While Mr. Logix he must support the life sentence. So Mr. Logic, talk to viewers and subscribers then before we get into this life and the situation.
Yes, viewers and subscribers as well as our listeners, um, ensure that you guys continue to like, subscribe, share our channel Politics Watch GA to your friends and families. I see that your guys are also like the channel as fast as possible. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing so far. But I wanted to use up the comment section better. So big up guys and for the best views in politics, local politics, current affairs, international affairs, Politics Watch JA is the place.
I'm one big up your dog in your background when I sleep yet, cause at night we do the podcast with viewers and subscribers. But anyway, still, I tell you the truth. Andrew Holness did tell we say we could have sleep in our house and left the window up at night. And that can't happen right now in a Jamaica situation. Right now, for the first quarter year, we had over 300 murders. We have some man we are committing some very heinous crime, like Russian Barnett. Him plead guilty and escape the death penalty. But this is where we want the politicians them to amend the act so that even if somebody commit such heinous crime and plead guilty, they still should qualify for the death penalty. We have other situations where some people are attacking the Brinks truck. Criminal are more organized in terms of gangs and crime. We still see a lot of scamming that fuel gangs and crime. And it seems like the justice system just can't hold them people in a prison. You understand what I say? We see where Andrew Honest I say if the vote fi go for death penalty, him can decide him thinks him a go vote for death penalty. While we see the Minister of National Security attack foolishness, I tell we say him we support life sentence over death penalty. We see where the opposition extend the minimum maximum from 15 where them agree with the government for extending from 15 years to 45 years. So I may ask up viewers and subscribers, when you have so much criminal in a Jamaica, where go around without any reason, and rob, kill and shoot people, where we go find prison if you put so much criminal? I think the best bet is the death penalty. Because with the death penalty, you not only protect your citizens, you get rid of them criminals that we are causing problems in Jamaica. And it's just a minority. So it's not like say we'll get rid of half of Jamaica. It's just a minority, probably a 5% of Jamaican criminals will cause problem in Jamaica. You understand? But here, Mr. Logic success still because he must support life sentence. And after that, we can hold a more in-depth reason. Mr. Logic, what you have to say? Why you support life sentence over death penalty?
I was just going to say to you that, well, if the justice system can't even catch the criminals that are committing these heinous acts, right? Then how are they going to get the death penalty? But my stance on the death penalty is that it violates the most fundamental human right, which is the right to life. And it is ultimate, cruel, inhumane, and degrading, and also degrading punishment, which does not, right, deter crime and violence in a country. There's no facts that support the death penalty, which shows that crime decreases. In fact, it doesn't. It's actually the opposite, right? So my support for life sentence is that it is more of a harsher punishment than the death penalty. Reason for that is life sentence is basically a form of torture, right? Might not be physical torture, but it is torture mentally, emotionally, and generally when persons serve life sentence within prisons, after a time, if they are released on parole, then those persons take a long while to even incorporate back into society. Just to show you the effects of life sentencing, right? The death penalty also, let us also make this very clear, the death penalty also is discriminatory. And the reason for this is that the death penalty most times target the most vulnerable in society, and that include the poor, ethnic and religious minorities, and people with mental disabilities. So, for example, we don't really find that the death penalty targets persons in the upper ladder of society, the politicians, the rich, of those persons who might engage into criminal activities. And we have seen this in the past, where persons who are wealthy and in the upper ends of society, right, have committed crimes before, and we don't really see this public support calling for these persons to get the death penalty. But once it's somebody that is poor from a marginal group within society, then you hear this loud cry. So the death penalty in this form discriminates. And one of the main reasons I don't support the death penalty is that when the death penalty is carried out, it is final. And because it is final, it means that mistakes generally are made where you have innocent persons being given the death penalty. In case of Jamaica, we normally, before in our past, we do hanging for death penalty cases rather than using lethal injections, right? So an innocent person may be released from prison when they are given a life sentence. They may be released from prison if they are serving a life sentence when the case or case files have been reviewed at times, and we have seen this all over the world, right? And that is one of the reasons I can't support the death penalty, because it is very likely that innocent persons are also going to get caught up into it as well.
May I ask you a question, Mr. Lodge? Because me hear what you are saying, but have you ever experienced crime or violence, or have any of your family member ever experienced crime and violence? A criminal ever rob you or kill you in your family?
I have been robbed before. And I've lost family members, and I've been robbed before.
And you would have prefer a criminal will rob you of your hard-earned living or kill one of your family member if you go to prison for the next 45 years, and that is enough?
Yeah, I would prefer, because in my opinion, I would prefer that those persons are going through a longer form of torture than something that is going to kill them within seconds. I think that is in my opinion, that's a harsher punishment.
That's a harsher punishment.
Yes, it is a harsher punishment. Death penalty, a lot of persons right now would easily, if you probably go to prison, many of those would easily want to die by lethal injection. Just get it over and done with. Just kill me.
So, let me ask you something. You see the picture of them were released from in a prison? Them the man, they look like them are go through no harsher punishment in a Jamaican prison?
Well, it is said that the Jamaican prison is one of the toughest in the world.
Toughest. And you see man in there with Hennessy buckle.
Yeah,
and what they find Vibes Cartel with 2 phones, you know. You understand?
Yeah,
Man in there take picture. Man in hold on, Mr. Logics. But we just make the viewers and subscribers them here Wagwan in a Jamaican prison. Right now, the man them in a Jamaican prison look like a hotel them there. Them have Hennessy buckle, them have money, they have weed, man have cellular phone, man still a send order to kill people out the road. You understand what I say? When you right now, prison is not a deterrence to criminals in Jamaica.
But guess what? Life sentence can deter criminals in Jamaica, right? But that alone can't help the crime rate. As I've said before, it can only fix the crime rate in the country, the murder rate, by improving the lives of persons.
Mr. Logics, you see life sentence in Jamaica is more like a vacation because a man feels safer in a prison than when him out the road. If him in a one gang and him and the gang in a something, him safer in a prison. So prison is like a.
But then he might feel safer though. But
prison. Mr. Logics. Prison is like. Mr. Logics. Prison is like a safe area for criminals right now. For cool out and come back on the road, commit more crimes.
But remember, we're talking about life sentence, where they don't even live to see it probably to come back on the road, because we're talking about 45 years and up, right?
So hold on. Mr. Logics, right? Even if you get a man 45 years in a prison, is it more?
Let me
ask you a question. No? You think it is cheaper to give a man 45 years in a prison than for just do the death penalty? So Logics, what may I say? You have people that work hard earning money and I pay taxes. If you put a criminal we take a man life or rob and kill and shoot and if maintain him for 45 years in a prison.
You know what my answer to that
wouldn't it be cheaper if you just do the death penalty and get rid of him?
I don't think it will be cheaper, right? But I don't think the argument have much merit. Why? Because that person, that criminal that is in prison, right?
Yes.
Before he committed crimes, right? He was also paying taxes.
No, criminals don't pay taxes.
His family.
Them criminals are.
They have to eat. So
listen, Mr. Logics.
Which
criminal? Hold on. So we have to say, Mr. Logics. We have to tell me say, a man go out and rob and kill and shoot somebody and say, guess what? Shit, I have to go pay my taxes, Ghana.
Everybody in Jamaica pay taxes.
No criminal. We know criminal. Listen me.
Criminals don't pay taxes.
I don't think the criminal pay taxes.
Also remember that the criminal family has family members out there that are paying taxes.
So what? So we are saying the family members are supporting the criminals.
His family members are paying, right? They are basically that is balance out what the meals that he's eating in prison.
So the family. So your point is that the family members who are paying the taxes supporting the criminal in prison.
So that is balance out the meals that they're getting.
So what you are trying to tell? So what you are trying to tell me, sir? We are trying to tell me, sir, Mr. Logics. We are trying to tell me,
let us understand that executing a person, giving him the death penalty, it is not justice. It's not. You know what is it?
So hold on.
It is revenge. It is revenge,
Hold on. So Mr. Logics.
That's revenge.
Mr. Logics. One time a man kill his cousin and his 5 them, even a 24-month-old baby. Right? You know, expect retribution.
Retribution?
No, repeat yourself. You don't expect retribution for that.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Because it's like you want him to commit those heinous acts and just go spend 45 years or clean up some place or whatever.
But the thing, this is there's the hypocrisy in it as well. You can't be against killing or murder, right?
Yes.
As a state, and then you're doing the same to a person who doesn't. Well, that doesn't make you better than the person, you know.
No, but
guess what?
We're
talking about death penalty, which is given by the state.
No,
the state cannot give life. So how the state is going to take our life?
How the criminal take the life? Or Russian Barnett take the life?
That is why when
or Russian Barnett take 5 life?
Russian Barnett, right?
Yeah, why take 5 life?
Criminals that take life, right? They can't give life either. But at the end of the day, we can't use revenge method.
It's retribution. And it serves as a deterrent.
It is not justice enough.
And it serves as a deterrent. It serves as a deterrent.
The same thing that the state is condemning. It's the same thing that they are doing.
Yeah, but may I say it serves as a deterrent.
They are condemning murder, yet they are committing murder.
Yeah, but why? It serves as a deterrent. You understand what me I say? Because if a man think about say he might commit them type of act there and him know say he can be put to death. Him might think twice. It's just that the enforcement and the consequences are not sufficient enough to deter criminals in Jamaica. But because them know say prison is like a hole in there and like a holiday for criminals, them rather figure they go spend all 10 years of their life and live the best life. You understand what I say?
That is why I support the life sentence, because guess what? Before, they were serving less than 25 years, especially if they plead guilty. No, that is not an option for them.
No, but
because that is not an option for them, right? Then what you're going to have is that these criminals won't ever touch road until they are in their, if they live to say 80s, in their 80s and in their 90s.
So logics. The criminals in prison have cellular phones, they have Hennessy, they have all type of contraband in a Jamaican prisons. You understand what I mean?
That's supposed to be, that is a fault of the correctional services.
So when you are telling me say a man had 45 years in a prison, the only thing they might deprive him of is his freedom. You understand what I say?
Guess what, you know? But guess what? Yeah, it's freedom is someone deprived, you know, but those issues as to what those prisoners have within prison to enjoy like phone contrabands, right? Those issues arrive because of corruption in the entire system. So that would be a fault of even the country itself. Those have to be dealt with by the government.
Another reason why I support the death penalty, you see? We need something to get rid of them criminals here. Criminals can't operate.
You can use other methods of getting rid of them.
It show that the death penalty is more effective when it comes on to sending a strong message.
When we can't
if Jamaica do 1 death penalty per year, it sends a strong message to the criminals that if you are caught and convicted, you will face a death penalty if you are caught and convicted.
Let me tell you why I don't think it would either. Because guess what? When we had the death penalty, right? Introduced it in the early 80s, 70s, 80s, crime increased every year. It did not decrease any at all. It increases every year from the 80s, come straight to now.
And but you see, the thing is, the level of crime now has increased, and because the death penalty was not being used back after that time, after the last death penalty request that was turned on by the Privy Council, because it was not being used after that. You see, crime has expanded to such a level where a divine intervention the politician them ask for now.
There's no evidence, not just in Jamaica, but even worldwide. So that supports that death penalty deter crimes. There's no evidence of that.
No, but you know, we in Jamaica have a very different type of scenario. We have to try everything.
We have a different type
just like how Andrew HOLNESS have to use the SOE, and then if the opposition no support it, him wait and use it another time. We now have to try other measures to try and send a signal to the criminals, right? And deter others from committing some heinous crimes.
I think the death penalty is just an emotional public support. Because generally, most of the public backs death penalty because of emotion, not logics.
As me say, if you're in Jamaica, you might not live to see next year, you might end up on this year's statistics. Because our criminals.
That is true, because at the rate that Jamaica is going as well.
As me say still, if most of them criminals are facing the penalty, it save us money, it save us space in a prison, because prison I should have just for some.
But here's the thing too, if we can't even prosecute these criminals, so how are we going to give them a death penalty? And the majority of them not getting caught by the police force. Remember that the majority of murderers in Jamaica, they don't even get caught,
Yeah, that's true. But when they get caught,
right? So how are we going to even prosecute them?
Like Russian Barnett now, him shouldn't be in a prison now.
Under the law, his case was that he plead guilty, and once you plead guilty, then you're not given a death penalty.
But at that time, problem, the politician them need to amend the act so that even if him plead guilty, because him pleading guilty, you don't have no benefit I doubt if you say you make no mistake, if you say you're wrong, man, you give the death penalty,
Right.
You understand what I'm
saying? I'm a person that is opposes the death penalty, true and true, right?
Yes.
But if I'm supposed to ever think that one person deserves it, would be him. And one of the reasons for that is
other criminals that deserve it too. One
of the reasons for that is that he plead guilty, right? There's most times these murderers do not plead guilty.
Yeah, man.
Right? They normally go to a trial. But in his case, he pleaded guilty and the evidence was overwhelming in his case, right? And then again, his crime, you would state, which involved children, was probably the worst form of crime that we have had in our country since the last 20. Since the Kim, you remember that the Kim and Colin murders, the triple murders in St. Mary?
Yeah.
Since that time, this seems to be the worst or the most heinous crime we have seen in Jamaica since the Kim and Colin murder in St. Mary.
Well, DPP are seeking a death penalty for the brother named Green, where them accused of rape and murder and his stepdaughter.
And if Green pleads guilty, then the DPP is going to withdraw.
No, but that's not a problem now. We have to amend the act. You understand? The government have to act now and do what we need to do.
I don't see them doing that. What I see the government doing, because if the government act, this is another reason why they also can't support death penalty in case of Jamaica as well, because Jamaica is in a situation where the economy, right, in the country is at a crossroad, and people in Jamaica are more concerned about hardship than even crime. Right, they're concerned about how their bills paying and how they're eating and how they're making money. If Jamaica imposed back, well, the death penalty is on the books, but if they decide to start carrying out death penalty, what is going to happen in Jamaica, right, is the aid that we normally get from the EU and the UK, all of those will stop.
But
and then we also will have a problem with getting foreign direct investment from also European countries.
But here I know Mr. Logics.
And then that is going to affect our economy. The reason why the US can have death penalty in some of the states and get away with it is because the US are already a first world country. They are the only first world country that does that. We don't have that luxury, right? We are going to be slapped with economic sanctions.
Yeah, but Mr. Logics.
And then what do you think that is going to happen? When they slap us with economic sanctions and cause all the countries in Africa that impose death penalty in recent years, like Uganda and other countries, the EU and countries within, and Canada, they have imposed sanctions on those countries, are economic sanctions. If they should do the same to us, you know what is going to happen in return? If you look logically at the situation, the people in Jamaica will get poorer, right? And poverty will increase. And then once poverty increases, you will have more crime.
So hold on. So
So
we are tell me
in
say.
effect, you're basically
Where you are
you
tell
could have more murder.
So we are tell me say EU are on Jamaica?
Well,
International. Listen me.
let us be honest, Jamaica, right? Jamaica cannot cope on its own. Let us be honest.
Jamaica can't, but hear me I
Jamaica
say.
is we're not in a position where we have much say over these countries.
Yeah, but what may I say, Mr. Logics? You see, right now, Jamaica not have much options. We have to make the decision, and whatever comes with it, we angle it and get every hold on, Mr. Logics, let me say this. Every country, hold on, Mr. Logics, let me say this. Every country have to go through a period of hardship, and that's the thing. We got independence.
We never. Already. That's the thing. We have been through so many hardships.
Yeah, but
it is
crime.
Not fair
but
for
crime.
Us to be going through hardship again, right?
But crime. Crime itself. We have to find a way to tackle it. And don't make other countries tell, because other countries want to give we aid, you know. Them want to give we aid. Them want to give we aid for facilitate crime, because here we know them want control we. But we have to control our future.
It's not to facilitate crime, still, you know. The aid is not to facilitate crime,
no,
right?
But aid not to facilitate crime. But
here's the problem, you know. Here's the problem, right? We have been through so many hardships in our history, right? Why should we go through another form of hardship, especially economic, right? That hardship which was created by politicians. Because if you check the history, crime basically was created by the politicians and our government. Before we became independent, Jamaica never used to have murders, a lot of murders per year. We were like other countries in the Caribbean where we have less than 10 murders per year. When you check the statistics, right?
I don't know what time period that?
From 30s, 40s, 50s is after independence. Not even right after independence, is in the 70s, the mid 70s, in the 80s. That is when the crime situation in Jamaica started, and it started from politics, where both political parties harm their supporters just for political power. Right? That is where the crime started, you know. The politicians were most of the crimes, right? Let us look at the statistics. Most of the crimes in Jamaica take place or have taken place within inner city communities or ghettos. In Jamaica, we call them ghettos, right?
All right.
Yeah, who created these ghettos? Politicians. You do know that it's politicians that created these ghettos, right? Look at Tivoli. If you ever been to Tivoli or down in Denan Town, all of this was created by Siaga.
So we are trying to say
the same thing in other constituencies. Politicians were the one that created ghettos. And most statistics release that over 80% of murders within the country takes place within inner city communities.
So, Mr. Logics.
And these inner city communities were created by politicians. If you get rid of all of these inner city communities in Jamaica, which can happen, you can get rid of all of them because they are not properly developed communities.
So, Mr. Logics.
Get rid of all inner city communities in Jamaica, right? And guess what? You will have less than probably 100 murders in the country.
Mr. Logics, when a man go out of school and kidnap one girl and take her away from the school, carry her next parish and you find her throat cut, a politician cause that?
If a politician cause that?
Yeah. A politician cause that crime there? A politician
Daniel Road dead. It's not directly, you know, it's indirectly. Of course they believe they will cause it indirectly.
A politician make
indirectly this they cause it.
A politician make the social media girl missing and can't find and they accuse the policeman.
You will always have cases where the
politicians may I ask you.
But these cases happen in every country, you know. Not
just
Jamaica alone.
That's what I say.
If so there are cases where politicians won't be directly responsible. It's just the
we can't blame politicians. We have to blame individuals them.
No, but in Jamaica instant, the culture of crime, right, and violence was started by politicians. No, that was where the root started.
No, we not no empirical evidence. And watch out. We not no empirical evidence that. We not no empirical evidence to say a politician caused crime or started crime.
The empirical evidence, man. Empirical evidence is where the political violence. Yes, there's empirical evidence. Right? You know what the empirical evidence is? The empirical evidence suggests that political violence in the 70s and the 80s was responsible for most murders in Jamaica.
No, but what may I say?
In 1980 election, we have over 800 and odd murders during the election campaign. That has never happened in Jamaica in history.
But you know,
in 1980 election,
you see, if you
800 and odd persons were killed just for political support.
If the government and the justice system is swift, they could have at least imposed the death penalty once every 5 or 10 years, and it'll be a deterrent to criminal them.
I don't think
because no fireman them tough until they start facing gallows, you know.
No, understand what I say? The man them are tough until they face the gallows, but this is what you're not understanding. When the man and a man already have something, right? And him say, I will kill the man there because he dissed me. You see me? I'm about to kill him because of this and that. The thing said before the man decides when, because most murders in Jamaica are planned, you know, they are planned.
Yes.
You think when they plan those murders, I think they might think about death penalty. They might think about the fact that the person that dissed me and me, I kill him, no matter what the consequences.
But that's the thing. If we not do the death penalty, we would have think about the consequences. As a matter of fact, let me tell you this.
The consequences as well. And let us understand about the death penalty situation, because I'm glad that you're thinking that we're still discussing it. One of the reasons, right, you have to look at is that most murders in Jamaica, right, the victims are not innocent.
No, I'm not going to support you with that. I'm not going to support you with that. It's a logic.
It's the police statistics support it, because the police statistics show that over 80% of murders in Jamaica are gang-related. If they are gang-related, who are gang-related members innocent? Can you say that members of gang are innocent? They are not innocent.
No, but what may I say, Mr. Logics? You have innocent people that are murdered by criminals.
You do.
Right?
You do have innocent people that are murdered.
You have to distinguish that, because that is one of the reasons why Jamaican law-abiding citizens is calling for the capital punishment.
Yeah, you have innocent people, right?
Look at the case that Tesha Miller is found guilty for and in prison now. The man where the head for JUTC there.
But guess what? You're supporting my point. You're supporting the point that I made. Remember, I made a point earlier.
But the man is innocent. The man is innocent. The man is innocent.
No, what I'm saying is that you're supporting my point that the death penalty discriminates, because guess what? Tesha Miller get 39 years because he killed the man of the JOTC, right?
No, he never killed the man, you know. He never killed the man.
No, he conspired.
It is alleged that, yes.
He conspired, which is the allegation, right?
Yes.
He sent a hitman. That's the allegation out there, right? Yes. No, you realize that the system give him a long sentence. And that is why I say the death penalty will also do the same thing, discriminate. If that man was not the head of the JUTC at the time, and it was just a small man, Tesha Miller probably would not be in prison right now for that murder.
Tesha Miller would have been in prison regardless of
whatever
status that man is. Because you what? Mr. Logics, them now look on the status of the person when killing. No, they don't go and know, so they convict him of a murder or a crime.
That's exactly what they did. They look at the status
they convict him of a crime.
They
convict him of a crime.
Remember, your prime minister mentioned the other day that there will be harsher punishment for persons that commit certain type of murders in the society, meaning that persons who kill politicians are people who are of high significance to the development of the country.
Listen,
right?
I know
my person should face capital punishment. That's your prime minister saying that.
Listen,
the same thing that happened with the Jamaica case.
Listen, not my prime minister, JLP prime minister. You understand? Because the prime minister. If I'm my prime minister, he would have deal with it in the sort out the death penalty and pass it in the parliament quick and fast. Cause
So your Prime Minister is basically saying certain. Your Prime Minister is saying what the system is saying. He's the main voice for the system. And if he's saying that, that is exactly what the system is doing.
The Prime Minister says that. What the Prime Minister
in the society than others.
What the Prime Minister say is that if a vote should come up for death penalty, him not gonna oppose it. Right? Because them crimes are when see a commit. Him can't make them crimes continue.
He went on to say that he support the death penalty for certain type of murders within the society. People of high
but hold on, Mr. Logics. Me no want you feel say we are gonna put everybody get the death penalty. Because of every crime that is the crime have to have certain statute or certain ingredients. So I don't want you put it to the viewers and subscribers say every crime will commit that person will ask for the death penalty. Not every crime that is committed.
You're not saying that, but what I'm saying to you is that the death penalty discriminates because persons that are wealthy, rich, or probably a politician or in a big job, they won't get the death penalty.
No, but hold on, Mr. Logics. What may I say is the persons, me hear you answer this argument but discriminate. The person, alright, if the politician commit a crime, do you think he'll be going out there to commit such heinous crime him by himself?
The politicians have probably done worse than the murderers out there.
No, but what may I say? Yeah, they probably, but what may I say is the man will commit the act. The man will commit the act. Even if we hold him and find him guilty for committing such crime, if we give him the death penalty, it be a deterrent for other criminals. Even if a politician them conspire with him.
I don't think it is not a deterrence because there's no statistics to show that it does.
No, but hold on. We have to start it first and get the statistics.
No, but we used to have it and it was a deterrent.
No, but we can't use international standards and we then top 10 in a crime, you know. We are number one in a Caribbean in terms of crime.
We had this penalty for close to 20 years and there was no deterrence in crime. The crime continued to rise, to increase.
When was that?
From the 70s straight out into the 80s. Most person who got the death penalty got it in the 1980s, right? 1980 to 1992 was a lot of persons got the death penalty, and crime increased every year.
Yeah, but that was because when the death penalty was not them get the death penalty, you know, but it wasn't carried out. It wasn't carried out. The last death penalty that was carried out, I think it was in the 1980. Hello?
So what I'm saying is that it doesn't deter. We have tried it before and it doesn't, right?
Well,
there are many options. The government has many options of reducing crime in the country. Many options.
Well, we need to try the death penalty. In this modern time, where we have organized crime and criminals are having the most high-tech weapons, we need to get one of these gang members and give them the death penalty.
You have to ask yourself, how comes these criminals have these weapons when the government is responsible for securing the borders of the country?
Alright, listen.
If the government can't secure the borders, right, then there can't be any gun killing in Jamaica. If the government was securing the borders, there wouldn't be any gun killing in Jamaica.
Despite the government unable to control the border. Hold on, listen. Despite the government unable to secure the borders to ensure that these guns don't come into Jamaica, if one of these criminals are done was put on the death penalty, trust me, it would have a significant impact and a major deterrence to all criminals. Because nobody wants...
Guess what? That would happen, you know, because guess what? I'm glad that you bring that up, because before we even wrap up this, I'm glad you mentioned that, because guess what? You or no one out there cannot tell me that these politicians, the 63 MPs in Parliament, right, all of them, they're MP for a particular constituency, don't know the area leaders within their constituency. Every MP know their area leaders because it is these area leaders that get out these votes for these MPs. And if they know their area leaders, then they must know that their area leaders are involved in crime or criminal activities. And yet these politicians support them.
So what you trying to say, Mr. Logics? What does that have to do with the death
And
penalty?
that have to, you know what that have to do with the death penalty?
Link that to the death penalty and the life sentence.
Because politicians would be very hypocritical to impose the death penalty when they support criminal dons within their areas.
When all the evidence is a politician support criminal dons.
There's a lot of evidence.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of evidence over the years.
But what me I say is that when you hold a criminal and the justice system, and him, even if he plead guilty or you find him guilty through trial, we should give him the death penalty so that it can be a deterrence or stop him and him cronies from committing more crimes in a Jamaica.
And that's the thing too. I can't even support a death penalty through a trial because a trial involves a jury, right? That
not all cases, not all cases.
Who is the jury?
Not all cases.
Who is the jury?
Not all cases.
Well, yeah, not all cases. Yeah, sometimes you have a judge alone trials, right?
Yes.
But generally, in Jamaica, you have judge alone trials.
Because in an anti-gang case.
Yeah, in the anti-gang legislation, it's judge alone, right?
Judge and the jury.
That is for the anti-gang legislation. They have judge-only trials, right?
Right.
But under the anti-gang legislation, the death penalty is not involved. It's not an option.
Yeah.
Right? Outside of that now, where persons commit murder outside of a gang,
but
and they're not being charged under the
Mr.
anti-gang
Logics,
legislation.
that is the problem we have.
They plead not guilty. It goes to a jury trial, right? And who are the jurors? Jurors are members of society that has no formal training in legal matters.
But them know
jurors.
So how them decide whether a man guilty or not guilty? You see that type Mr. Logics. Mr. Logics, that type of problem we have. This is a problem we have. What all you have? Hold on, Mr. Logics. Let me say something, no, man. How you have a country with organized crime and gang, and you are tell me say the death penalty cannot be applied in an anti-gang legislation? Eh?
Yes, it cannot.
Why not? That's what I tell you, say them politicians drop the ball. They might drop the ball.
What they outline the measures on the anti-gang legislation for, and death penalty wasn't one of them.
That me I tell you, say they might drop the ball because gangs and the organized crime them a fuel the murders in Jamaica.
And
gun for drug trade.
Gangs, right? Most of these gangs are controlled by dons in constituencies, and these dons are known by MPs.
So we actually have to tell Mr. Logics. Regardless of that, we still need.
Remember, say when we talk about area leaders, right? Area leaders are the hardest set of people to convict in the criminal justice system, right?
Hold on, Mr. Logics.
Yeah.
You never see what happened to the history of dons in Jamaica.
But there's still so many dons now.
Let me name some gang. Let me name some dons in Jamaica. You tell me what happened to them. Right? You have Jim Brown. You have Dudus. You have Tesha Miller. You have Black Man. You have enough other gang where me don't know about. Right? If say for instance, them Dania did a face death penalty, you wouldn't have done. May I tell you that? You wouldn't have done. You wouldn't have done.
Remember, as the one Dan died, let me tell you why you still would have. Because remember that we have many Dans that have been killed out. Before Tesha Miller, remember said Dan, the leader for the Klansman gang, was Bulpy, right?
Yeah. Oh, I actually remember about him.
That did not stop the gang, As he was killed, they select a new leader. Tesha Miller now behind bars, they select a new leader again.
Yes.
Right? you have black man who come up and then the gang split into two. So guess what? No matter if they're hung or whether or not they're killed by the police force or killed by their cronies, these gangs always produce new leaders.
Always produce new leaders. But we're going to always have a death penalty for them. So if they not kill out them one another, if they not kill out them one another, or then kill whatever happened to them, we can still have the death penalty on the books for them.
But guess what? Like I said before, it's very, very difficult to convict most of these dons. Why? Because most of these dons in Jamaica, right? They don't carry out the actual murders. They give instructions, and they're getting smarter. Because guess what? They know that if they give instructions on their mobile phones, then police can tap into that, right? And use it against them in court. So what you're going to find now, because it has happened right now with under the Klansman gang, where a black man was giving instruction on phones through text messages and all these things, right? And voice notes. So what you're going to have is that what you're going to find is that these dons now, they are going to give their instructions, right?
But Mr. Logics, what may I say? Tesha Miller never committed Tesha Miller never kill a man from JUTC, you know. He must go give the harder.
He conspired.
You understand what I say? So what you going to tell me, say, because him not commit the act, him still there prison because him conspire. Him not commit the act, but him conspire. So him still, if the death penalty was still in place, you could have used the death penalty.
He wouldn't get the death penalty, because guess what? Remember that Tesha Miller, as I mentioned, Tesha Miller, there's an appeal process right now going on for him.
Yes.
For Tesha Miller. So the matter is before the Court of Appeal, and it is not a guarantee that he's going to continue remaining in prison for years. It's a possibility that the case might be overturned.
That case looks like it can go through still. But viewers and subscribers, what may I say?
It might be thrown out.
What may I say still?
There's a lot of loopholes in that case.
Yeah.
Right? And what I'm saying earlier on is that most dons in Jamaica don't get convicted. You know what happened to most dons in Jamaica?
What happened to them?
They're always killed by their cronies. They don't get convicted.
And then they're prison.
Their cronies always take them out.
And then they're prison, call up on Zeeks.
And then they're prison. Are the police force kill them?
And then they're prison. But what may I say, viewers and subscribers?
You have a lot of area leaders now in Jamaica, right? In every constituency, you have area leaders. These area leaders, they don't want to claim to be done like they involve in criminal activities. They don't appear that way, and they don't really have any evidence to suggest that they do. But with these area leaders, every time when an election is nearby, these are things that I've experienced, I've seen in my own eyes. These area leaders organize. Right? They organize, they get cars, they get buses, and they organize carrying people from within the area to polling station on behalf of these MPs. I'm talking about area leaders. And then now, if you ask MP, say, how come an area leader is doing this and that? The MP is going to say to you, but the area leader has not been accused of anything. Which is true, because it's very hard to accuse these area leaders of things because they don't go out and do things like this. But yet, they are known as an area leader. And we in Jamaica, we know what area leader means.
Anyway, still, viewers and subscribers, want to tell me what you think about the death penalty or the life sentence. Which one you think, say? If you think if you impose the death penalty in 2023, or just continue the life sentence and full up a prison them, and make man in a prisons, I send order to kill people, and live in best life. Because not for them money, you know. And when they go to prison, they start live so much good life, you know. Them have to always dip on the run, you know. Always I look out for criminal, look out for police, I look out for this. They can't sleep on them bed, they can't sit in their family. When they go to prison, they relax. So I feel say
to support the death penalty. Why? Because the majority of Jamaicans do.
Majority of Jamaicans support the death penalty. So more see if HOLNESS is either HOLNESS are going to implement the death penalty or put it on the referendum so that we can tell him what we want to happen in Jamaica. You understand what I say?
And he has to make a decision between, HOLNESS has to make a decision between, hey, losing millions of dollars in aid or trying to impose the death penalty.
And
That's a tough decision.
Why you think him do? Cause Andrew's a man now give up him money, you know. I don't think Andrew will give up him money.
I think he's going to go with the 45 years. That is what he's doing.
Andrew now gonna give up him money. I don't think Andrew.
He's
Not
not going to give
Andrew
up that money.
honest. Andrew honest I go look and say the 45 the money they can build our next $1 billion house or something. Anyway, if you was a subscriber.
Yeah.
We're there again and we just go through it and we don't know still. Tell me what you think about the death penalty or life sentence. Say something before we left the Mr. Logics.
So again guys, remember to share our channel to your friends, your families, and not just share but encourage them to subscribe, like our channels, use up the comment section and share it among your fellow friends in your workplaces or your employers or employees. It's all about Politics Watch JA for the best in local politics, current affairs, international affairs. We give the best views. So guys, share, subscribe, and like. And big up.
Alright then. Thanks to you viewers and subscribers for listening to another Politics Watch JA.